They're told by their superiors that whatever you do, don't climb these stairs. They're not just any stairs. They're stairs that aren't connected to anything. Stairs that are buried 30 miles deep inside the forest. Yes, stairs that go nowhere. Welcome to the Paranormal Post. I'm Clayton Morris. If you like scary stories or mysteries of the unexplained and you think this universe has mysteries that have yet to be answered, then go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. You know, growing up in Pennsylvania, I spent a lot of time in the woods, searching for salamanders, building forts, playing hide and seek with my friends. But there was always something I found more interesting than all of that. Mysterious old staircases. Old rock-built, mossy-covered staircases. Some were made of wood. I found some that were made of steel, that they seemingly went up and ended, went nowhere. But the odd part of it was, they were never attached to anything. No house, no foundation, nothing. Just staircases. When I was a little boy, I saw one of these staircases in Grings Mill, Pennsylvania. It's a mysterious, beautiful place with a haunted history all of its own. I may do a whole video on this place someday if you want. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested. Well, it turns out there's more to this staircase story than I could have ever known as a child. It turns out there are many of these staircases showing up in all kinds of bizarre locations with an incredible story. The most talked about reports come from our national parks. That's right. People will be hiking in national parks and suddenly come across these staircases in the middle of the woods, out of nowhere. According to these reports, people will be hiking in national parks when they suddenly come across a set of stairs buried deep within the wilderness, seemingly coming from nowhere. They find these staircases buried miles deep inside the wilderness. In fact, some of the most remarkable reports have these staircases going up over bodies of water, like this one. Yes, a staircase that leads up, that if you walked off the end of it, you would fall into water. But it's not just the stairs themselves that have people scratching their heads. It's what's seen on top of them. Yes, in many reports, people see perfectly white carpeting, perfectly pristine white carpeting on top of the steps. And interestingly, there's no weeds. That's right, people say in their reports that they don't see any bushes, grass, any sort of vegetation growth around these stair structures. But what's more interesting than all of that is the weird energy that they feel when they're in the presence of these stairs. Multiple reports say that as people begin to approach these stairs, they're filled with an overwhelming sense of terror, and they want to run away, to get away from this thing as quickly as possible. They say it feels like a dark cloud of dread coming over them, and others describe it as a bubble that surrounds them. And this is exactly what I experienced as a child. As I got near the stairs, it was like entering a bubble of silence where I didn't hear bird song, didn't hear rustling of leaves, almost as if the forest went silent. And the steps that I noticed didn't have any vegetation around it, as if there was no bushes, no weeds, nothing. And some people describe it almost like they're stepping into another dimension. Look, I know this sounds strange. It sounds totally bizarre. If you wanted normal news, you wouldn't be watching the Paranormal Post. That's why you come here. I have to say, as a kid, I experienced this multiple times in multiple locations. And maybe I thought I was imagining things, because we would discover, my friends and I, certain stairs in the forest. And a few days later, a few weeks, we would go back to that same location, and where those stairs we remembered them being were gone. And a few hundred yards away, now that's where the stairs had moved. It was a different location than what we had experienced just a few days or weeks before. Must have just been a kid problem, right? Kids always forget things. They don't remember things. No, it turns out I'm not alone. This is a common report, and not just from kids. No, from Forest Service workers. Witnesses who decide to sometimes go back and see the stairs or show somebody else can't find them. And what they notice is that that large structure, those large stairs, have often been moved or relocated to another location entirely. Now, many of these reports can be traced back to search and rescue workers for the National Forest Service. On Reddit, I'm quoting now. Now, I don't know if this is true in every SAR unit, but in mine, it's sort of an unspoken, regular thing that we run into. You can try by asking about it with other SAR officers, but even if they know what you're talking about, they probably won't say anything about it. We've been told not to talk about it by our superiors, and at this point, we've all gotten so used to seeing these stairs that it doesn't even seem weird anymore. On just about every case where we're really far into the wilderness, I'm talking 30 or 40 miles, at some point we'll find a staircase in the middle of the woods. It's almost like if you took the stairs in your house, cut them out, and put them in the forest. I asked about it the first time I saw some, and the other officer just told me to not worry about it, that it was normal. Everyone I asked about the same thing. I wanted to go check them out, but I was told very emphatically that I should never go near any of them. I just sort of ignore them now when I see them because it happens so frequently. This is amazing. It happens so frequently to him that he's begun to just ignore it. This is a common occurrence from Forest Service workers. In fact, it's so common that after his report came out, more Forest Service workers came forward with their story confirming it. More of these officers have come forward saying the same thing, that they've seen them and they've been told not to talk about it. If you are one of those people that has seen this, drop me a comment below and let me know. The most shocking part of this story isn't that the stairs are there, but these search and rescue officers say that these stairs appeared near where people have vanished. Yes, vanished. At first, a lot of these eyewitness accounts came from Forest Service workers, but then soon, many more eyewitnesses started coming forward saying they've seen the same thing. Another interesting fact is that many eyewitnesses say that these stairs look like they shouldn't even stand on their own. I immediately thought of like an M.C. Escher painting where staircases intertwine and shouldn't be there standing at all. One eyewitness said he was hiking in the woods an hour east of Ironwood. There was a clearing in the forest that had stairs in it. He said he was hiking and exploring with his cousins and he stumbled on a clearing about a half a football field long. Had a few staircases, but not against trees, just standing out in the open. They looked like stairs from a normal suburban home. Kind of old though, he said. The older cousin decided to investigate the stairs and walked up on it. And that's when something even more bizarre happened. The older cousin decided to investigate. He walked to the stairs to see how they were being held up. He couldn't find anything, which weirded him out. He said it made us all leave. Grass didn't grow near the stairs either. So far, all of these stories sound scary, but not threatening. But wait, there's more. Many people report a sense of dread, an overwhelming feeling of fear. They grab their family and they run away. But what happens when you climb up these stairs? That's when things go from scary to downright bone-chilling. One report is absolutely terrifying, where one climber decides to go up these cobblestone-style steps, just like you're seeing here. When he got to the top of the stairs, he heard rustling, and he turned and he saw something like this, a creature with white face and dark black eyes. He turned around, ran down the stairs in the opposite direction of where this creature was in the woods. Missing time is another element of this story. Imagine climbing the stairs and then when you get to the top, feeling like as if you hadn't even started climbing the stairs yet, as if all of that time had disappeared. Or feeling like you've been transported to another space and time. In fact, one story from a Forest Service rescue worker says it all. One Forest Service worker described finding a set of stairs in the forest with pristine white carpeting. He and his team decide to climb to the top of this staircase. When they get to the top, they felt an overwhelming feeling of dread, as if there was impending doom about to befall all of them. So they tore down the stairs, ran and looked for the other members of their team. When they caught up with the rest of their team, including their boss was incredulous. Said, "Where have you guys been?" The Forest Service worker didn't understand. They'd only been gone for just a few minutes. But the boss told them no, they had been missing for hours. And hold on to your hats from this amazing story from a ranger in the Philippines. He came across a set of stairs and he decided to climb them to get a better view of the surrounding terrain. These stairs, again, appearing out of nowhere, connected to nothing. But when he returned and came back down the staircase, he found out that a full 5 years had passed. He didn't know where he was, and he claims to have no memory of the time while he was gone. What are these mysterious staircases? Does anyone know? If you have information or if you've experienced something similar, drop me a comment below, smash that like button, and subscribe to our channel. This is the Paranormal Post, where we're always seeking the truth.